Listen up, you've probably heard the rumors about Prince and Diddy. Did they really have a connection? Turns out there was a wild overlap. Diddy's Warner Brothers deal looked exactly like the exploit Prince spent his career fighting. Massive label profits, zero paychecks for the artist, and anyone who dared speak out got blacklisted.
The reason why it became such a big deal back then is ever since my third album, I wasn't really taking large advances from the recording companies. I was recording the albums myself in my own studio. So the way I looked at it, I owned the work because I paid for it. And I did all the work. I created it, so I felt like it should belong to me. That said, the companies felt otherwise. And they would always hold this contract up and say, well, you signed it. And I say, well, I understand that. It's not like I want to leave. I just want to talk about this thing and see if we can't make it more fair. Of course, they wouldn't change, because if they changed, they wouldn't really exist. And that's kind of the situation we're in right today. They're not going to exist much longer. But it's not like we're against them or anything like that. The idea is that we find better ways of working with one another. It shouldn't be a situation where they own the album or the work. We're talking about intellectual copyright. If they're going to be indeed a delivery service, then that's fine. But even FedEx doesn't say that they own the thing that they ship.
But after that, Warner Brothers, like many big labels, wanted to call the shots. How often Prince could release albums, how his music was marketed, even the use of his own name. Prince grew increasingly frustrated.
Well, it's not your game. You didn't make the rules, so everything comes hard. And as long as you're signed to a contract, you're going to take a minority share of the winnings. A select few of us will do well, the majority will not. So as a people, we'll be considered a minority. But stop. Let's take a moment and look at yourselves. There's nothing minor about you. You are a blessed people. You're the most talented on earth, and you are still grateful. That is why upon winning in their game, you always thank God. Tonight I would like to ask one favor of you. Imagine what we'll all be like in our own game. Peace and love for one another.
But as the label delayed his projects and stifled his creativity, the media even took to calling him the artist formerly known as Prince, while others simply called him the symbol. But that's not the whole story. Far from it. Prince may have won back his music, but he was reportedly fighting another battle behind closed doors, one that involved some of the biggest names in the industry. Enter Sean Diddy Combs, the hip-hop mogul known for his chart-topping hits and lavish lifestyle. Diddy was one of the most powerful figures in music, but behind the bling and celebrity friendships, his infamous parties had a dark reputation, and Prince, ever the independent thinker, apparently wanted nothing to do with them. According to insiders, Prince had serious suspicions about Diddy's extravagant late-night parties, the kind of gatherings whispered about in Hollywood circles for being wild, exclusive, and more than a little bit controversial. In fact, Prince once made a shocking move. He lent out his own Los Angeles mansion for one of Diddy's celebrity freak-off parties, but pointedly refused to attend it himself. That's right, while Diddy's A-list guests partied in Prince's house, the purple one was nowhere to be seen. The reason, sources say, is that Prince didn't want to be associated with what went on at these events. He allegedly feared they were trouble, plain and simple. And looking at what we now know, he might have been right to worry. So let that sink in. There were no outsiders, no cameras, no security. Just whatever Diddy says goes. Prince likely heard about these strict rules and thought, no, I'm not stepping into that. He must have sensed something was off. After all, why so much secrecy unless there's something to hide? Years later, truly disturbing allegations about Diddy's parties would emerge, casting Prince's intuition in a chilling light. Multiple lawsuits have come out accusing Diddy of heinous behavior during these exclusive gatherings, from drinks to sexual abuse of guests. In hindsight, as scandal after scandal about Diddy's party culture has surfaced, many fans are saying Prince's instincts were spot on. He knew something was off in the industry's glamorous playground, and he distanced himself before he could be implicated or victimized. But Prince's brushes with powerful moguls didn't end there. In fact, one of his final battles would involve another music heavyweight, Jay-Z, and a deal that went from hopeful to highly controversial. Enter Tidal, the high-fidelity streaming service launched by rap icon Jay-Z. In 2015, Prince astonished the industry by announcing that his newest album, Hit and Run Phase 1, would be released exclusively on Tidal. At first glance, this partnership seemed like a match made in heaven. For a brief moment, it looked like Prince had forged a new alliance that aligned perfectly with his lifelong fight for artistic control. But what happened next raised even more questions. This harmonious partnership would soon turn into a legal battle that had Prince's estate and Jay-Z's company at each other's throats. Just months after Prince's untimely death in April 2016, Prince was found dead in an elevator at his Paisley Park estate. The official story claimed he died of an accidental painkiller OD, a counterfeit pill laced with a deadly dose of fentanyl.
The one thing that, kind of spooked me about it all was he has a song called Let's Go Crazy.
Yeah.
And it says, don't let the elevator bring us down. One time when I was with him privately, he said, you know what the elevator is, right?
No.
I said, no, what's the elevator? He said, well, the elevator is the devil, right? It scared me. I don't like to talk like that, but he said that. And so for me, it was like really haunting when I read that he was found in an elevator.
Did he have health problems?
That I don't know, right? What I know is that he was really health conscious. He was a vegan. He didn't abuse alcohol. I didn't know of him abusing drugs. He worked out, so, that also really concerned me because it made me think that, wow, so you mean you do all these things to take care of yourself and you die so young?
It felt like too strange a coincidence because Prince had already cryptically told fans, "Wait a few days before you waste any prayers," shortly before he died, implying he might have known something was wrong. All of it fueled a storm of speculation. How could this happen to someone who fought so hard to live on his own terms? Prominent figures such as Kanye West have also weighed in on the matter. In fact, many people see him as a modern-day Prince because he stands up for the same things Prince did years ago.
Nobody. This ain't independent. Yeezy's the only 100% owned, independent, black owned or whatever. I don't know if it'd be owned after this interview, but you get what I'm saying? Like when we sign something, we don't sign somebody. We're signing someone to the bigger Vivendi slave ship, to the bigger universal slave ship. Cause y'all saying, all his tweets was crazy. You know why Prince gave me the song Jail? Because he liked what I did. And he's like, I like what you did with them contracts.
You said Prince gave it to you. Right.
Man, he definitely, guess who's going to jail tonight? You know what I'm saying? That Gemini spirit.
People who don't, because he was on that tip.
Yeah.
Just people who don't know, you talking about Prince.
Yeah, I'm talking
out Prince.
And Prince trying to get away from corporations, disconnect.
Prince with the slave on his cheek.
Slave on his cheek,
You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson, bro. This man.
Now, let's be clear. Officially, Prince's death was ruled an accident and no foul play was proven, but the questions haven't gone away. Some of his closest friends and thousands of fans continue to wonder if there was more to the story. We may never know for sure. What we do know is that Prince's life was a testament to standing up against the giants of the music business, and his death remains shrouded in mystery and suspicion. He fought for artists to own their work. He dared to say no to people like Diddy when something felt off, and he tried to create a new path with Jay-Z before it all fell apart. Prince risked his career, and maybe even his life, to speak truth to power. Was he taken from us because he talked too much, revealed too many secrets? Allegedly, some insiders believe exactly that. Or perhaps his fate was simply a tragic accident. Either way, the story of Prince serves as a chilling reminder of how exploitative and ruthless the entertainment industry can be, and how it treats those who dare to challenge it. And it leaves us with one final, haunting question. Did Prince know too much? And did the truth cost him everything?